Hello, everyone. How are you? Let's start.
Hello, teacher. Fine, thank you. And you?
I'm good. Thanks for asking. Very well. So, I'm in a new place, so if you see that there are problems with the internet or something, just let me know. Um, if my audio or my connection is not really good, just let me know, please. Very well. Excellent. The last class, we were talking a little bit about collocations, and I explained why it's so important, right? What's so important to understand and to use a variety of collocations. Very well. So now we will continue. We will check, and we're going to continue checking this. Okay. Very well. Let's read this slide as an introduction for collocations, please. Can I ask Ulises, can you help me to read these collocations, please?
Yes. A collocation is made up of two or more words that are commonly used together in English. Think of collocations as words that usually go together. There are different kinds of collocations in English. Strong collocations are word pairing that are expected to come together, such as combinations with make and do. You make a cup of tea, but you do your homework. Collocations are very common in both business, businesses, settings when certain nouns are routinely combined with certain verbs or adjectives. For example, draw up a contract, set a price, conduct negotiations, etc.
Correct, thank you. Okay, so this is a review again of what we saw, what are collocations. And so they are words that match together, like the combination of clothes, like combination of colors, right? Like maybe you won't wear purple with yellow, right? It's strange. So for example, right, we have make and do, right? Make and do, they both can be translated as hacer. And in Spanish we only have one word, solo tenemos la palabra hacer o realizar, right? But in English, we have two words, make and do. And for example, with some expressions, some other words, for example, make a cup of tea. That's what you would say. Make a cup of tea, hacer una taza de té. But you say do your homework. So this is a collocation. It's not really about grammar. There's nothing here about grammar. It's only that you know how to use the correct words in a certain situation, una situación determinada, utilizar la combinación de palabras correctas. Yesterday we talked about how can we do this, right? How can we combine the words? So I gave you some tips, right, to help you improve. And here I have some, I will send you this book for collocation so you can study it. And now I would like you to read this information and you can check the different expressions and collocations that we have here. So, vamos a leer este. Preparing for a research assignment. Here's an extract from Study Skills leaflet given to students at the university containing advice on how to tackle research project. Okay, estos son para los estudiantes universitarios. Se les da información de cómo hacer su investigación, su proyecto. So now the collocations are these ones, these expressions in both. Yes, I will send it to you. I will send it to you. I think I can do it right now. One second. Entonces les había enviado el libro de idioms. And now I will send you the book for collocations. One second. Here we go. Okay, I send you the book to your WhatsApp. You can check one chapter or two chapters a day as an extra practice, but I told you the best thing is that you watch movie series and that you use Lingui, right? The other website, do you remember? Sorry.
Yes. The idioms book, where is?
The idioms book, it's on WhatsApp.
Yes.
I send you a link on Drive. Do you see it?
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah. So this is another one that you can study because sometimes the exam, well, we are talking about the exam. Sometimes the exam is about not grammar, but idioms and collocations. And then when you want to use English, well, because I know everything is not about the exam, you also want to use English in everyday life, at work, at school, in other country. So collocations and idioms are everywhere, every day. They're really important. Okay, so let's check the next expressions. This is like more, let's say, technical vocabulary. Can I ask, Heidi, can you please help me to read the left side of this chart? Okay, let's read every, okay, you can read the first bullet, the first point, the first bullet, please.
Yes, teacher. All students are expected to submit a 5,000 word report detailing their research project and presenting their findings.
Their findings, yes,
Findings.
findings. Check what is the combination. Submit with report, right?
Report.
Yes, submit report. So that's how we say enviar un reporte. Submit a report. Can I say send a report? Okay, yeah, but the best option is submit a report. This is not a strong collocation, but still it's better to say submit and not to use another word, right? Claro, send significa, en esencia es un sinónimo de submit, but the best thing is that you use submit, okay? Why? There is no reason. It's just more natural to use with report. Okay, remember these are pairs, son pares, siempre van juntas estas palabras, o casi todo el tiempo. Then we have presenting their findings y presentar sus hallazgos, presentar hallazgos, present findings. Okay, let's check the next one, please. Ale, can you read the next bullet?
Yes. Sorry, I'm eating. Select a research topic in discussion with your tutor. You will need to formulate a working hypothesis when you begin your study. The purpose of your research is to see if your data supports the hypothesis.
Okay, so it says select a research topic, right? Select en lugar de decir choose. Escoger es mejor decir select a research topic. Then we have some, ven que tiene número uno, ¿no? Here's number one. And we have working hypothesis. So what is a working hypothesis? It's a theory which can be used provisionally but may change. Okay, una teoría que funciona, a working hypothesis. If you see your data supports the hypothesis. We probar la hipótesis. We don't say it like proof, but we say supports hypothesis. Okay, so we prefer to use support than proof most of the time. Very well. So in what context can we use these collocations? In what context do you think we can use this vocabulary?
On a school work, maybe.
School, work, science, right?
On an investigation.
The context is important because then we have some other topics, for example, okay, I don't know. It could be about work, could be about friends, and then the collocations can be different. For example, in your book of collocations, you can see the index to see the different chapters. We have social English, time and space, criticizing people, right? And the context is important to choose the correct collocation. You can check here in your book. For example, this one is cause and effect. And you have here some expressions that go together. Okay. So this is how we can improve our English and take it to the next level to learn these collocations and idioms. Okay, then can you read the next bullet, please? Miguel, if you are.
Yes, teacher. If you are undertaking a study which involves informants or voluntaries, read the advice on research ethics in the department handbook.
Thank you. So it says undertake. Undertake in this context, it means to do something. En vez de decir do a study, hacer un estudio, you say undertake a study. Okay. Then if you, for example, you need some unos estudios de salud, well, be careful, porque no sería undertake studies or do studies, right? We say to do a medical examination. To do a medical examination. So even though in Spanish, por ejemplo, podemos decir hacerse unos estudios. In English, study no se puede utilizar así, right? So you would say, do a medical examination or just do an examination. So, but in this context is different. In this case, we're talking about scientists or students or academics that do studies, en que hace un estudio que no es médico, right? Undertake a study. Okay, then we have research ethics, a system of standards which control how research is done. Research ethics is like the protocolo de investigación, or we could say proceso de investigación. We say research ethics. You know, even though it has the word ethics, aunque tenga la palabra ethics, it's not really about ethics. Realmente no tiene que ver con la ética. Solamente es como decir procedimiento de investigación. It's like what it means. So most of these expressions, they are not literal. Okay, let's check the other one. Let's see. Can you please help me read, Victor, the next bullet?
A key section of your report will be a literature review. This is not simply a summary of your background reading, but an in-depth critique of the most important books and articles where you can show your awareness of current research.
Very well. So we have literature review. Okay, una reseña literaria. Like you will discuss a book or something. A summary es un resumen of your background reading. Okay, so here you're not saying background reading is just like your text, the main text, el texto que se está investigando, background reading. And then we have this expression that I think is very interesting. In number 5 says, it says in-depth critic. Depth is profundidad. In-depth critic. So in-depth critic is examination and judgment of something done carefully and in great detail. Una crítica profunda. In-depth critic. All right. You know, also something that helps you to collocations is to, well, you will speak more sophisticated, more sophisticatedly. You will speak like a real, like you will sound very natural. So that's why we're learning these collocations. Okay. Ulises, can you please read the next bullet?
Make sure you provide a rationale for your study and always back up your conclusions with evidence. Never exaggerate any claims you make.
Okay. So we have number 6 is provide or give, proveer, ¿no? En este caso sería mejor utilizar provide en lugar de give. So even though provide and give, they're the same, proveer y dar es lo mismo. In English, some words match better, like I explained before. So when you provide a rationale, es una manera en ciencia o en investigaciones is to say to give a reason, dar una razón, like why you are doing the research, por qué se está haciendo el estudio. Okay, and then we have back up your conclusions. You know, backup is like in files. You know, when you upload your files. But in this case, it's something different, right? In this case, when you back up your conclusions, is that you give a basis, que das una base, respaldar tus conclusiones. That's back up your conclusions with evidence, dice con evidencia. Never exaggerate any claims you make. Claims son afirmaciones. So, hacer una afirmación en inglés decimos make claims. Okay. Am I skipping something? Okay, let's check the next, please. We're going to check the next dot. Okay, I would like to ask Heidi to view. I'm sorry, it was my internet. Okay, we read the last one, please. Can I have Heidi, can you read the last one?
Yes, teacher. Wherever appropriate, you should lay out the results in the form of tables, charts, and diagrams.
Okay, so lay out your results. What do you think could be the meaning? Lay out your results in form of tables, charts, and diagrams.
Organize.
Exactly. I think that's the best definition. Yeah, the best synonym. Organize your results. Like you're going to write your results. You say lay out your results. Very well. So again, what helps you a lot is to read. You read a lot, you watch, you consume a lot of content in English, and you can learn more collocations. Do you have any questions about this vocabulary? Do you have any questions about any words here in this text?
Sorry, teacher, back up your conclusions. I don't remember. Can you
Okay,
repeat?
back up es respaldar tus conclusiones.
Thank you, teacher.
Back up your conclusions. Any other questions? Okay, so just like there's this thing, you can also have vocabulary about different things, right? For example, here we have talking about thoughts and ideas, right? For example, I honestly think, yo honestamente pienso, y no yo fuertemente pienso. You cannot say strongly. And you want to say pensar algo, meditarlo, you can say give it some thought. I will give it some thought. Es como le daré una pensada. I will, like we say in Spanish, lo meditaré con la almohada. So in English, you can say, I will give it some thought. Give some thought. So there are some interesting expressions. They are not idioms, they are not slangs, but they are natural ways of speaking. It's common knowledge. Todo el mundo sabe. It's common knowledge. Grasp the importance. Entender la importancia. Grasp the importance. I take the view is I believe. It's a foregone conclusion. It's absolutely certain. I have a rough idea. I have a general idea, como una idea muy vaga o no muy precisa. It's a widespread, sorry, I don't subscribe to the theory, como no creo, una forma muy formal de decir no creo. I don't subscribe to the theory. But it's a widespread belief. Es una creencia muy extendida. Opinions are divided, but it's my firm conviction. Es mi firme convicción. I'm totally convinced. So you use this when you write, is much better. You use this when you speak. you will sound very sophisticated. And this is just some examples of collocations. You can check more of these collocations on the book that I sent you. It's difficult to tell you, and you're going to have collocations about this topic, but this lingual skill exam is general. So you will have, remember the three principal spheres. Social life. So what is social life? En el examen se toca este tema de vida social, right? Vacation, trips, viajes, vacaciones. Then also some of work, maybe, un poco de el contexto laboral too. Relationships, nothing too complicated, it's not like you don't need to be an expert, like they're going to show you a science article or something like this. It's not going to be like that. But it's social life, work life, and academic life a little bit, which is like what we do in everyday life, right? We need it. We need English to speak it, to socialize, to make friends, to go to work, to use English at work, and to use it for school, for university, or if I go and I live to other country. So, those are the things. They are like natural things for us. You will not, for example, there are other exams like TOEFL, que el examen TOEFL pues es como un examen más académico it's because it's for people who, for example, want to study in the university, in other school, in another country, like in the United States. So they're like made for college people. They're made for university people. But this is not, right? And also something you have to keep in mind is how we measure the English levels, cómo se miden los niveles de inglés. They come from A1 to C2, es desde el A1 hasta el C2. Okay, so I think I don't have it here, but so the A1 is basic, o sea, A1 es prácticamente no sabes nada, es un principiante. A2, you have some basic English, then B1, in intermediate, B2, and you could think, okay, un nativo tiene C2, ¿no? Un nativo debe tener nivel C2, but this is not like that, right? The descriptions, the descriptors of levels say, por ejemplo, si un C1 is the level of what natives have. For example, when they have with some academic preparation, for example, they are at university. Let's say that someone who has a formal education, alguien que tiene una educación formal, que fue a la universidad, un nativo que fue a la universidad, so has a formal preparation, well, this person can have a C1, si tiene un C1, right? But to say that all natives have a C2, okay, eso es tener un nivel C2 para hablar como un nativo o entenderle a los nativos, no, realmente no. It will be enough, like we have B1 or B2. So the general will be B2, un nivel general que tengan los nativos sería un B2, right? So that means that if you have a B2, you speak like most of natives, even sometimes you speak better English. That's the truth. A veces aprendemos inglés y nuestro inglés es mucho mejor que el que hablan ellos porque, de nuevo, a lo mejor si alguien tiene la preparación académica, pues sí va a utilizar el idioma de forma correcta. But if not, then this person has a B2 level, right? And you hear that natives make lots of mistakes y cometen muchos errores. Hasta yo he escuchado que ellos mismos admiten, ¿no? Que no hablan también del inglés. I mean, you can speak it like you speak Spanish, right? But also in Spanish, you hear people who says things like, escuchas a gente en español, por ejemplo, que dice aiga, o oístes, o no sé, pues cosas así, subir para arriba, I don't know. So I think it's the same in English, right? You don't have to be obsessed that I need a C2 level, I need a C2 level. Unless you want to do a PhD, al menos que vayas a hacer un doctorado, no sé, a Estados Unidos, a California, Reino Unido. Okay, so well, you need it. You will be in touch with words. But if you want to communicate, if you want it for work, if you want to make business in English, if you want to make friends, you don't need a C2 level. They don't need C2 level. Aparte que a partir del nivel C2, pues estamos hablando de, ya no es realmente algo general, sino que tiene que ser muy concreto, right? For example, a doctor needs vocabulary about medicine, an engineer needs vocabulary about engineering. So it is like very specific English, and you don't need to be obsessed with getting at C2. El examen se mide desde la 1 hasta el C1. Me parece que este año van a sacar incluso el C2. Like if you have exceptional results. But if you get B2, this is considered upper intermediate or advanced, que son los niveles que realmente son más válidos a nivel internacional. El B2, el C1 y el C2. Those are like you have a proficient uses, ¿no? Proficient, que es, tienes un uso completo, podríamos decir, del inglés. You don't need anything else. And if you are B1, se le llama independent, because you don't need a translator, you don't need someone to speak for you. Bueno, si está abajo del B1, pues evidentemente sí es un nivel que no es muy apropiado para for work or for living outside and to live abroad, sorry. Okay, so just wanted to give you this explanation. We're going to practice a little bit these exercises. Please take 10 seconds to look at this text. Vamos a echarle un vistazo, 10 segundos. You tell me, try to get just the general idea of text. Take 10 seconds, analicen de qué trata. Just get some overview. Okay, stop. ¿De qué trata this text, this article? What is it about?
The brothers Lumiere
Mhm.
about pictures. uh,
Okay, so yeah, it says Hollywood, right? Los Angeles. Okay, movies. You have the context. We don't need to read everything because you're going to do it anyway when you are answering. So now let's read. Moving pictures were invented by the brothers Louis and Auguste Lumière at the end of the 19th century. Can you please help me read Miguel from movies to world?
Yes, teacher. Movies very become popular all over the world.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you. So movies vary. We have 4 options. Very quickly, very immediately, very fast, very early. Okay, so this is what kind of question? This is a vocabulary question. So you have 15 seconds to write the answer here on the chat. Quickly, immediately, fast, or early. Okay, so the correct option is quickly. Movies very quickly. Okay, so we have here these options. So I want to say las películas se hicieron populares bastante rápido, muy rápidamente, right? So in this case, we say very early, muy tempranamente, right? Became popular. I don't think so, like very early. Like, I don't know, I can say very early, no sé, in early 19th century, al principio temprano del siglo XIX, or I don't know, in other context, to have a reference of time, tener una referencia del tiempo para decir que es más temprano o muy temprano, yeah? And now the question here would be fast or quickly? You can check Lingui. So, what is fast? Es rápido y quickly, bueno, es rápidamente. But fast también puede ser rápidamente, right? We need to analyze the part of a speech. What part of a speech is quickly? ¿Qué parte discursiva es quickly? ¿Es un verbo, un sustantivo, conjunción, adverbio, pronombre? What is quickly?
Adverb.
Exactly, it's an adverb, es un adverbio. Muy bien. Fast is both. Fast puede ser ambos, un adjetivo o un adverbio. So I can say, for example, I run fast. Yo digo, I run fast. So fast is the adjective because it's describing the verb. If I say I am fast, so fast is an adjective. But with quick, you can say, for example, I think quickly, or I am quick. I think quickly, I am quick. Okay, so if they are synonyms, si son sinónimos, ¿por qué quickly es correcto? Well, the use of fast and quickly has some restrictions, like, si no tuviéramos quickly, quizá nos decantaríamos or we would choose fast. But because we have quickly and fast, you have to understand something. Fast is used more for active verbs, all right? Para un verbo activo. Maybe you remember the difference between stative versus active verbs. Verbos activos y verbos estáticos. So the verb became, convertirse es un verbo estático. What does that mean? Okay. So there are verbs that are imply movement, right? Verbos que implican el movimiento son activos. Verbos que no tienen un movimiento son estáticos. But this is not the only thing, right? Stative or non-action verbs, they are to talk about possession, opinion, likes, dislikes, perception, and senses, right? Example, if I tell you, go or don't go, entonces go implica un movimiento, irse o no irse. If I tell you, I don't know, run or don't run, eso también implica un movimiento, corre o no corre. Ese es un verbo activo. Now we have stative verbs like this, right? Belong, el verbo pertenecer no implica una acción en sí misma, right? El verbo gustar no es una acción en sí mismo. O sea, son verbos, pero no son acciones. You know, because they are, you don't see me doing these things. For example, I like music. How can I show you that I like music? So it's difficult, you know, to show you these stative verbs. Okay, why did I explain this? So, el verbo became va más con fast, que fast es para verbos de activos, verbos de movimiento. For example, I can say I run fast, I go fast, I drive fast, yeah? But because we're talking about the verb, por ejemplo, si es pensar, si es ofrecer, si es analizar, you know, preferimos decir quickly. I analyze the article quickly. I think quickly, or I it became very quickly. Okay, so that's why we have quickly. Okay, very quickly became popular. Questions?
No, teacher.
Okay, Victor, can you please continue reading from Into Hollywood?
Yes, in 1970, the first,
1907.
yeah, 90, the studios were built in a space of Los Angeles called Hollywood.
Okay, very well. So we say in a piece of Los Angeles, en una pieza de Los Ángeles, in a site of Los Angeles, in a location of Los Angeles, or in a district of Los Angeles. Choose. You have 15 seconds. Okay, so the correct option is the district. In a district of Los Angeles. Okay, piece no, ¿verdad? No, eso es como los collocations. Yo puedo decir a piece of wood, un pedazo de madera, a piece of meat, un pedazo de carne, o bueno, en este caso sería a cut of meat, pero un pedazo de Los Ángeles. Like, it's like not matching, you see? No, not correct. And it doesn't have anything to do with grammar. Esta pregunta no tiene nada que ver con gramática. It's just that the word doesn't match. What about site? Sitio. Well, you can say site, for example, in a more in another context, for example, in this site of the room, en este sitio, en esta parte del cuarto, ¿no? Es como decir parte. In this site of the forest, en esta parte del bosque, en este sitio del bosque, right? So it's like saying some part, but in this case, we're not talking about a small one, right? No estamos hablando de un área pequeña. Los Angeles is a city, right? And Hollywood is what? Is not a small place, right? No es como decir, este es un barrio o una parte de un barrio. So is a location? Well, the word location is more specific, right? Location, por ejemplo, si yo digo en inglés, send me your location, pues no me vas a decir, vivo en Ciudad de México, búscame, ¿no? This is the location. Or I live in Gustavo Amadero, or I live in Benito Juárez, right? You wouldn't, this is not the location. The location is the, like your home, your building, el edificio en el que vives, la casa en la que vives. Ese es location, very specific. And district, well, district, the word district in English refers to either a municipality, que no existen, por ejemplo, en Estados Unidos, municipality, es un municipio. Más bien serían los counties, los condados, county. Then there are, of course, cities, hay ciudades and states. So when you say district, it's like an important neighborhood, an important, that's how we can call it, right? Hollywood is a district inside Los Angeles. So yeah, the city is Los Angeles, but this is an important place, right? También Los Angeles creo que está Beverly Hills, but I don't know. I think I'm confusing with other parts. But okay, Hollywood is smaller than Los Angeles. So we say district. Cuando quieras referirte a un municipio, una ciudad, un condado, se puede reemplazar por la palabra district, okay? So what is Hollywood? A district of Los Angeles. Okay, any questions?
No, teacher, thank you.
Okay,
No, teacher. Thank
good.
you.
Please, Heidi, can you read from it to 1920s?
Yes, teacher. It was a perfect place, close to many kinds of natural scenery. The 1920s?
Can you read from the 1920s to film?
Sorry. The 1920s, Hollywood was the center of the world film. to
Okay,
begin.
so we have to answer two, all right? We say, esta es una pregunta de gramática, okay? To the 1920s, at the 1920s, for the 1920s, or by the 1920s. Okay. Check what you have after. Lean completa la oración, ¿no? The 1920s, Hollywood was the center of the world film. Ahorita vemos qué es aquí, porque puedes escoger industry, company, trade, or firm. Okay, so let's choose here. Well, the best option, lo ideal sería que tuviéramos in, ¿no? In the 1920s, pero no lo tenemos. So it must be another one. Ok. Let's see, a ver cuál es la opción correcta. So, is by the 1920s. Okay, so we want to say, remember we say with years, con los años, se utiliza la preposición in 1920, ¿no? Nada más que aquí no son los 1920, sino son en los 20s, right? So, from 1920 to 1929. Okay, so we want to say here, right? ¿Qué hay después de esto? Hollywood was the center of the film. Hollywood fue el centro del mundo de las películas. So we are saying by, right? Like in Spanish, we would say, para los años 20, Hollywood ya era el centro mundial de las películas. So remember, we're saying that it quickly became popular. Va una evolución. 1907, the first studios. Y ya para los años 20. ¿Ok? Entonces, by the 1920s. ¿Ok? By the 1920s. Ya para los... So we say like this, for example. I can say, vamos a poner otro ejemplo. In 2025, I will have my graduation ceremony. Imagine I'm studying something, university, and I finish in 2025. Pues en el 2025 tendré mi ceremonia de graduación. That means by the 2026, I will be graduated. Or I will have been graduated. Para el 2026, entonces, estaré graduado. Right? That's how we use buy. Another example. I will buy a new car in 2 years. Me compraré un auto en 2 años. I will buy a new car in 2 years. So by 2027, I will have a new car. Para 2027 tendré un nuevo carro. Okay. Any questions about how to use by?
No,
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 teacher.
teacher.
Okay, very well. Let's check the next one. And I will say you have 15 seconds. Film es como en inglés británico se dice movies, all right, película. So Hollywood was the center of the world film industry, company, trade, or firm. Okay, 15 seconds. Please write your answer. Ready? Please write your answer. Exactly. So is letter A, or the first option, industry. This is easy because it's like in Spanish, pero esto puede ser un poco tramposo, porque a veces va a haber una palabra que sea como en español y realmente en inglés sea otra, right? But in this case, we have the coincidence that in English we say industry, como en español industria, que no se refiere a una empresa, sino a todo un sector de la economía, right? So here we're talking about world film industry. So I'm talking about Disney, I'm talking about Warner Bros. I'm talking about, I don't know, you name it. So that's the industry, very well. Next one, finally. To begin with, the movies had no sound, words on screen, en la pantalla, from time to time to explain the story. Ok, entonces estoy hablando de una pantalla. Las palabras quiero decir que se mostraban en la pantalla. So I say words developed, words happened, words appear, or words display. You have 15 seconds. Okay, so the correct option is displayed. Words displayed on screen from time to time. Why display y no appear? Bueno, es cierto que appear es aparecer, but we have the difference that we have on screen. Y la palabra que mejor se lleva con cosas que aparecen en pantalla es display. De hecho, la pantalla de un teléfono también se le llama display, right? So, when we talk about screen, cuando hablamos de una pantalla, nos queremos decir que algo se muestra en una pantalla, we say displayed on screen. Displayed on screen, que claro, es appear, pero entre appear y display, ¿cuál es más preciso? Displayed, because you are showing where on the screen. So you see, that's why it's important, guys, that you read before and after the gap, antes y después de donde está la palabra, so that you can get the whole context, because it's not only about knowing the meaning of the words, no solo tras saber el significado de las palabras, sino saber cuándo utilizar esas palabras, right? And when it's better to use one option or not. Any questions?
no, teacher.
Okay,
No, thank you.
very well. So we finished for today and see you tomorrow. Take care.